EmpowerYou Podcast is devoted to bringing real-world wisdom and encouragement to our listeners, fans, subscribers, and friends. We talk about a multitude of life principles and the process from an economic, societal, and cultural perspective. We believe that in tough conversations and shared wisdom, we can pave the path and leave a ladder for the future. So subscribe to our channel, rate, review, and let us empower you. Welcome to EmpowerYou Podcast. My name is Kibwe Cooper. I am so excited that you are here today for today's episode. This is just a bit of a update on what's going on with EmpowerYou Podcast and ways that you can get involved and participate more in the EmpowerYou Podcast community. So our current series is about empowered investments. I had a conversation with an individual who would like to be on the show. Incredible person. I can't wait for you all to hear her podcast interview. And we talked about how one of the main things that's missing in the self-development world, in the world of even becoming empowered and living up to your truest potential, one of the main components that is missing is, for me, what I have observed is the fact that we don't have practical applications on how to really practice and implement the strategies, the tools, the ideals that we often hear about from any of your, favorite self-development gurus. And what EmpowerYou Podcast is doing, and what we endeavor to do, is, as one of my mentors would say, put the cookies on the bottom shelf. Our goal is to make sure that self-development and the tools needed to become your biggest, best self is delivered in such a way that you can really grasp and implement the things that you need to modify, the things that you need to practice, the exercises that you need to do, the mindsets you need to develop in order to become successful. And so I decided that what we're gonna do is we're gonna start releasing just the thought exercises from EmpowerYou Podcast. I'm going to give a small takeaway on the thought exercise, and then I'm going to share the thought exercise with you. This will be in addition to our weekly podcast episodes. We have over 100 podcasts, and I want to make sure that everything that you all need is tangible and it's right there, so that you can not only listen to the full episode, but you can also listen to the much shorter the thought exercises, the reflections, which will be aired on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm still thinking about that, but you'll know because they'll be coming out, and I'll let you know. But I want to do this because I think we need more tools, right? And another thing that I'm thinking about doing is starting a book club. Now, this book club would basically be a community of all of us who are moving through certain books or practicing certain thought exercises together as a group and sharing our takeaways. We may have special guests and things like that as well. But it's just another way for us to really start to implement all of the different tools that we're learning from EmpowerYou Podcast. My goal is not just to be another voice in the wilderness, but to lead and to provide my own life and experiences as an example of sometimes what not to do, but then also as an example of what we can accomplish together if we just decide this is what we're going to do. And so we have gathered all of these incredible stories, these incredible insights from 100 different podcasts, and we're going to be releasing them, just the thought exercises in addition to our weekly podcast interview. So I'm really excited about that. And I look forward to hearing what you guys think. I look forward to hearing how you guys are responding to the thought exercises in addition to the regular episodes. Okay. Now, I'll have more information about this. I'll have links and things like that you can click to get a part of the community. And then we'll just kind of start going through some different books. You're allowed, of course, to recommend any books. But we're just going to walk through this process because I believe that in 2022, we have to be very, very intentional about the spaces that we're keeping, the people we're allowing to speak into us, and the way that we are communicating and developing ourselves into being who we would like to be. And so that intentionality is what we're going to be able to practice in a group setting. That intentionality is what we're going to be able to practice as we listen to one another's testimonies and one another's experiences together so that we can grow beyond our current state into a much more developed, understood, clear, powerful self. And I believe that is 1000% possible. And I would love to be on that journey with you. I would love to participate with you. This podcast has really changed my life, and I believe it's doing a lot of good in the world. And I believe this is the next step, right? Not only can we provide more programming, but we can also provide an even tighter community of those of us who are really serious about overcoming maybe our old habits or bettering ourselves in specific ways. And so I want to invite you to go ahead and like this podcast. Send me a DM on Facebook or on Instagram. You can find all of those links in the show notes, and let me know if you're interested in being a part of the small community that we are building for EmpowerYou Podcast. Okay, again, we're going to go over books, and we're also going to discuss takeaways and our own experiences with different topics that we've covered here on EmpowerYou Podcast. Topics, whether it is, money management, whether it is the marriage choice, whether it is the desire to change a career, to repair relationships, to overcome family trauma. We're going to facilitate these kind of discussions. And I got some really great people who have been gracious enough to go along on this journey with me. And so we'll be able to facilitate some really great discussions and shed more light, right? Put the cookies on the bottom shelf. You'll not only have the thought exercises that you can access very easily, but then also you'll have a community that you can tap into, and we can grow and we can build. I think this is going to be a Patreon community. I think so. I'm not entirely sure just yet, but I think Patreon is going to be the way to go. I have no idea what the pricing is going to be. I don't think that, my goal is not to gouge anyone. However, we want to make sure that the platform is supported, and if we need different guests and things to facilitate programs or even materials for us, we want to be able to compensate our guests and people who are willing to come in and pour into us, many of whom have their own practices and things like that and have specialized tools that can help us more comprehensively overcome our struggles. And so we want to make sure that we can support them if that is something that they need. So I'm not sure just quite yet what that's going to be. I will let you know as we continue to develop, but I just want to let you guys know what's coming down the pipe, what I'm working on, what I'm cooking up. In addition to this new Empowered Investment series, which is incredible. Already recorded some amazing stuff. I just wanted to interrupt us just to let you know what's coming up next. Okay? I'm so excited, And I'm really honored to serve and to be a part of EmpowerYou Podcast. I'm learning every day, and I'm just truly grateful for you for being there and learning as well. I do want to leave you with this, and then we'll get out of here. I want to invite you to think of every challenge as an opportunity to grow and help others. I recently was denied about $30,000 in available funds that I feel like my podcast and my business was perfect for. But in so doing, I realized that these are all teachable moments. I could be really upset that, organizations may not value what I do, or I could see it as yet another opportunity to develop better dialogue and perspective on how to keep moving forward even after setbacks, even after you get disappointed about something. Every win in life is not calculated in dollars and cents. And so as I continue to grow, I'm realizing that I'm asking for more. I am positioning myself in a better, more favorable position. And I'm also taking losses along the way. But I feel differently about some of them. I feel proud of myself. Even though I didn't succeed in this particular thing, I still feel proud of myself for going after it and for continuing to go after it. So I want to leave you just with this word of encouragement that even if it doesn't look like, or it hasn't manifested just yet, I want you to understand that the greatest things often take time, and the things that take no time at all often are not that great. And so I just want to tell you today that you deserve the long haul results. You deserve it. It may take you a little time, but it lasts longer and you're going to be much happier. You may not be on the same time schedule as your friends or whatever, but you're building something that's going to last, right? And if you're not, and you want to start building, there's no guarantees in this life, and you are definitely going to encounter some setbacks and some frustrations. But I just encourage you to continue to move forward, to take your wins and losses with your head held high, because for many people, they'll never be blessed enough to be bold enough to put themselves in a position where they can take a loss. So whatever it is that you're desiring to do and you're planning on doing, I support you. Map it out and execute, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just keep moving forward. Perfect it as you go. Find a mentor. Tap into a community that will help you address difficult areas in your life and provide you with the tools and the support. And things will just continue to come together. I've been blessed in many, many ways as a result of this podcast. But when I first started out, I had no idea what all of it was going to look like. And we're continuing to grow and progress. And I'm just honored to serve you. So that's what I wanted to leave you with. Keep going, keep pushing. If you haven't started yet, start. And if you've already started, keep going. It might be difficult. You're gonna cry some tears. There's gonna be some moments that frustrate you. But I believe in you. And every great person has gone through the exact same thing. So you're in really good company. Okay, so keep pushing. I'll let you guys know more about the online community as we go ahead and launch it. And I cannot wait to see you guys a part of this incredible journey of EmpowerYou Podcast. I'll let you guys know. Make sure you send me a comment, a like, a review, and let me know if you'll be interested. Would love to reach out to you personally and just let you know kind of what I'm thinking and see what your feedback is. And then we just kind of go from there, okay? I appreciate you so much. I'm so grateful for you, and I hope you have an incredible Monday. All right? Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Peace. Thanks for listening to EmpowerYou Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review this episode because we would love to hear your takeaways from this discussion. And it helps us reach more listeners just like you. If you'd like daily audio video clips from the podcast, you can find EmpowerYou Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.